Hello! Today we will talk about the past perfect tense. Firstly, let me assume that you have already studied the present perfect and the past simple tense and know how to use them. Today, I will explain how the past perfect is used and how it differs from the present perfect and the past simple tense. I have been to Australia twice. Present perfect. The present perfect describes a present situation which is a result of the past action. I spent my summer holiday in Australia last year. Past simple. The past simple describes a fact in the past. Well, now let's look at the form of the past perfect tense and then move on to its specific usage. Past perfect. Form. Had plus past participle. Positive. I had eaten. We had eaten. You had eaten. He had eaten. She had eaten. It had eaten. They had eaten. Negative. I hadn't eaten. We hadn't eaten. You hadn't eaten. He hadn't eaten. She hadn't eaten. It hadn't eaten. They hadn't eaten. Questions. Had I eaten? Had we eaten? Had you eaten? Had he eaten? Had she eaten? Had it eaten? Had they eaten? Remember, the third form of the verb is used in all forms of the past perfect. The past perfect is used to talk about something that happened before another action in the past. Время past perfect используется, когда говорится о действии, которое произошло раньше другого, при этом более позднее действие выражается временем past simple. When I arrived at the airport, my plane had already flown away. She started writing the letter after her children had gone to school. The past perfect is used to talk about the action finished before a point in the past. Время past perfect используется, когда говорится о действии, которое закончилось в прошлом к конкретному моменту времени в прошлом. I had finished doing my project by 4 o'clock. We had all arrived by 10 o'clock. Well, I hope you follow along the rule. Now, let's look at some examples. Read the sentences, then try to combine them. Be careful, use the past perfect grammar rule. I took a bus to school. Before that, I ate breakfast. I had eaten breakfast before I took a bus to school. I came to this class. Before that, I didn't study English. I hadn't studied English before I came to this class. I left the house. Before that, I turned off the lights. I had turned off the lights before I left the house. I had a test. Before that, I studied all the new words. I had studied all the new words before I had a test. Remember, both tenses are in the past, one happening first and the second later. Great! You got the idea. Now, change each sentence into a question. Don't forget to answer. Had I eaten breakfast before I took a bus to school? Yes, I had. No, I hadn't. Had I studied English before I came to this class? Yes, I had. No, I hadn't. Remember, use these expressions with the past perfect. Before, after. Good. That's easy, isn't it? Now, let's move on to the next task. Read the sentences and join them with the words before and after, according to the meaning given below. They put out the fire before the fire brigade arrived. The fire brigade was late. They put out the fire after the fire brigade arrived. The fire brigade was on time to put out the fire. The car was repaired before he sold it. The car was working well when he sold it. The car was repaired after he sold it. He sold it damaged. Did you get the idea? Excellent. Now, let's read a love story. But to read it, you need to put the verbs into the correct tense, past simple or past perfect. It was Friday, the day for a famous party at Wellington School. When Jane came to the party, the music had already started. Tim suddenly noticed Jane and felt shocked. He had looked for her for 2 years. They met each other at a holiday camp in 2011, but mysteriously, Jane disappeared after a while. He thought about her since then. At the party, Jane was talking to one of her friends, while most of students were dancing. Tim decided to talk to her and waited for her friend to leave. When he went next to her, she was searching for something in her bag, so she didn't see him. As soon as he touched her on the shoulder, she raised her head and couldn't believe her eyes. She had never forgotten him. At the end of the party, no one was happier than Jane and Tim, as they found each other after 2 years. Nice, isn't it? Well, today you've learned about how and when to use the past perfect tense. I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you again. Goodbye for now, and good luck in your English studies.